When the Astros got swept by Detroit last year in the playoffs, like the moment that final out was recorded, I was expecting their quote-unquote dynasty to die off as much as the hype around any Avatar movie does like 3 days after it comes out. Okay, maybe not that extreme of a fall off. Admittedly, I never thought the Astros would suck. Part of me still saw them as more than a capable team to make the playoffs this year. But also, admittedly, I've been very wrong on them this year. Again, I didn't think they'd suck, but I mostly assumed they'd just die off while the Rangers get back to the way they were in 2023. And the Mariners would actually improve. Crazy concept, I know. But if you look at all the things that have happened to the Astros since that playoff loss, if you didn't know how they were doing this year and just knew what's happened to them, you'd honest to God think they were the furthest thing from a playoff team, at least furthest thing from a division winning team. Think about it. They lost Kyle Tucker and Alex Bregman over the offseason, two players who have gone on to have great seasons so far with their new teams, while the best hitters that remained in Houston, Jose Altuve and Yordan Alvarez, both have provided negative value to the team. Okay, just those things alone, you'd assume the Astros stink this year. Now add the fact that their free agent signing Christian Walker has sucked. Their catcher Yainer Diaz, who's been a good hitter his whole career so far, is having his worst year yet. Man, if you woke up from a coma and these were oddly the first several things you were told by people, boy, are you in for a bigger plot twist than the end of Monster House when you find out that old scary guy is actually a good guy all along. Speaking of twists, 57% of viewers watching aren't subscribed yet, so if you enjoy the videos and haven't yet, make sure to hit that button, as let's face it, and I said this in a pretty recent video about the Mariners and it got a bunch of Astros fans mad, but it's true. A factor in the Houston Astros being a first place team right now is partly due to the Mariners and Rangers being incredibly disappointing in an overall weak division. That's just undeniable, but that also doesn't mean the Astros don't deserve their flowers, because they obviously do, and it's why this video you're currently watching with your very own eyeballs has been made. The Astros have definitely flown a little more under the radar lately, especially going into the season, and on the surface that may seem weird. I mean, why would anyone neglect a team that's made the playoffs 8 years in a row, 7 of them featuring ALCS appearances, half of them featuring World Series appearances? How can you do that? Well, when you lose those stars I mentioned at the top, especially coming off relative to the seasons that came before it, an underwhelming 2024 season that ended in a clean sweep, it's definitely understandable why the Astros weren't the most exciting team to watch out for. But so far, they've proven they haven't gone anywhere, and it's wild considering what's not been going right. Asking for a good Houston Astros team without a good Jose Altuve and Yordan Alvarez is like asking for a superhero movie without CGI. Yet they've somehow found a way, and Jeremy Pena deserves all the credit in the world. Jeremy Pena, a guy who's only ever been at best an average hitter before 2025, has pretty much single-handedly made this Astros offense almost a top 10 offense. There have been other guys who deserve credit too, yes, and we'll get to them soon. But Pena, I don't know what kind of witchcraft he performed on himself over the offseason or what he did that truly changed himself, because this is a man who's never touched a 300 batting average before this year. Not even close. His highest career batting average was last year, and it was 266. He's hitting over 320 now for 2025 at the time of this video. That's been the biggest difference with his hitting. He's just a better overall hitter now, and combine that with his elite defense, and you have your most valuable Houston Astro. Then comes the Kyle Tucker guys, the players Houston got in return from the Cubs. The man who shares a name with me, Isaac Paredes, his parents were also based, replaced Alex Bregman at third base and has been the second best hitter on the team. Cam Smith, as a rookie, has been pretty good. And the other outfielders, Jake Myers, who's been solid with the bat, with also great range in center field, and then Jose Altuve cosplaying as an outfielder in left field. Altuve's overall not even having a bad year at all. For his standards, it's definitely a down year, but in a general sense, he's still been solid with the bat. His defense in left field has just been so bad to the point it's brought his wins above replacement, a stat that tells you how many wins a player has added. It's negative. I don't know if I can fully agree with that. I know numbers aren't necessarily supposed to be subjective, but I don't think Altuve's overall been a negative on this team, but either way, the offense on this team isn't the sexiest by any means. If you want to talk just batting average, Houston's number 3 in baseball. They've been very good with that. But you want to talk overall production, they're 12th, which again, they're doing this without Yordan Alvarez. He's hurt and wasn't good when he played this year, before going on the injured list with a broken hand. Altuve's having a down year for his standards. Their free agent signing Christian Walker has been awful, and they lost Tucker and Bregman. So for them to be as good as they have with all these factoring in is insane. But another big factor as to why they're in first place, obviously the pitching. Hunter Brown, unrelated to Cleveland Brown or Mr. Brown from Medea, Yeah, Hunter's in the same boat as Michael J. White.
Name's a little deceiving.
The man whose windup kind of looks like Justin Verlander's, yeah, he's been lights out. As of right now, Brown has the lowest ERA in the American League, is averaging the least amount of hits allowed in baseball, is striking a ton of guys out, is telling Angels players to go F themselves, etc. Like, he's been awesome. Framber Valdez, per usual, don't think that chubby fella's ever had a bad season, and that hasn't stopped this year. He's been very good and leads the team in innings, so Hunter and Framber have been a great 1-2 punch for Houston, while the rest of the rotation's been mid, which is totally fine. Mid isn't bad, it's mid. And it's especially fine when you have as elite of a 1-2 punch as Hunter and Framber. And also especially fine when you have arguably the best bullpen in baseball backing them all up. Josh Hader had a big down year last year in his first year as an Astro. His ERA was almost 4, but it doesn't take Stephen Hawking's perverted ass to understand Hader was going to be fine and would probably be great again this year. He still had great strikeout stuff last year, and that hasn't changed this year, but his ERA has. It's gone down by 2 runs. It's below 2. He's been filthy, and so has Brian Abreu. He has the exact same ERA as Hader does right now. Abreu's issue is the walks. That's where he differs. Hader walks like nobody. Abreu struggles with that, but overall he's been nasty. Bennett Souza. Know who that is? Me neither. Doesn't matter. He's been good. He's cooking. He has a 1.63 ERA with good strikeout numbers, and he's already pitched more innings this year than he ever has in any season. Plus, he missed all of last year after getting thoracic outlet syndrome surgery. So he's come out of the clouds to be another weapon in the Astros bullpen, and because of this, it's been a solid overall team. They're not dominating the world. They're not blowing everyone out of the water. They've just consistently been good and taking care of business, beating the teams they should be beating and winning series that they should be winning. The Pirates, that's a team they should beat, and they did. They took 2 of 3 from them. Cleveland, also a team they should beat, and they did. They took 2 of 3 from them. The White Sox, same thing. They took 2 of 3. They swept Minnesota recently. 2 of those games in a row ended in walk-offs. They did split with the A's in Sacramento, but won another series against the Angels and Anaheim over the weekend. So that's 5 out of their last 6 series being won. And the last time they lost a series was more than a month ago. It was to the Rays in Tampa, who also split with them a couple weeks later in Houston. That's another team I might have to talk about. But Houston's hot right now. They kind of feel like a team on a mission. And considering the division they're in, it's hard to see them slowing down enough to have that much of a fall off. You never know, but right now, this Astros team is good. They're pretty legit and keep proving that their era of consistent winning isn't done yet. So it'll be interesting to see how much they can continue this. Let me know your thoughts and thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.